The centre map for Ark Survival Ascended is supposedly coming soon, but we have heard nothing about it apart from one picture. Let's take a look at the centre on Ark Survival Evolved, show you what the biomes are in case you've never played it before, and speculate on what may or may not be changed. For those of you who don't know, the centre actually released on Evolved 7 years ago. It was created by evil Mr. Frank, and Wildcard adopted it as one of their Ark sponsored mods, adapted it for Evolved, and released it as free DLC. The map was popular at the time, but as the years have gone by and more maps have released, it's kind of become the forgotten map, with user polls showing that people don't really favour this map as much anymore. Here we have the two starter islands, or two of the starter islands. Now these both are mostly herbivores, relatively safe. However, you will have raptors, therenzinos, carnos, maybe even rexes on the blue island. This is the centre's version of Carnivore Island. You can get yourself the RGs, raptors, sabers, carnos, rexes. There's a karcher somewhere. This is great for XP boosting. So you bring your tame dinos over here, you just go around in circles and you kill everything in sight. Now for me, I expect this one to be recreated in a much better way. Looking at it now, it's very basic, very black, very boring, very bland. I would like to see better tree results, maybe more shrubbery. It'd be cool. I mean, it's all scorched, as you can see, like from the lava island next to it. So maybe we could get some more like these trees with like embers burning from them, or raging fires, that type thing. But it's a fun little map and I'm glad they added it. Now we have the volcano island. This is the home to the red orb. Those rivers of lava, they will burn. Another great place for getting your high level carnos, your rexes, your gigas, RGs, carnos. Again, looking at it, it's quite flat and there's not much here, but again, we're looking at a map that was 7 years old. I'd like to see more embers. I mean, here we can see there was like burning fires even back then, which is pretty cool. Maybe even eruptions. How cool would that be? I remember there being I think on the volcano map, but Ragnarok, there was explosions on that, wasn't it? Now obviously we don't know what's coming on. All what was been released from Wildcard is a picture for the centre. Friends of the channel, Plant Mix Gaming, they've done a video speculating what that picture means, so I'll put the link to that in the comments, so check that out after this if you want. Now by the red orb, if you see here, there is a karcher. If you want to bring your boss killing rexes over, be prepared, because you may have to fight like one of the toughest creatures in the game before you even get to the bosses. Even looking at this, the whole thing, one of the differences between the centre and the island was there was tons of resources on this map, which was fantastic. I saw a comment of a review of one guy saying he did PvP solo purely because of the resources. On the island we have an artifact cave. This cave is massive. We dived down here. I can't remember how we got down. I think we could fly down a bit and then we had to stop here at the bottom. But it's a bit dark, but you can see all of the creatures waiting for you, all the typical cave creatures, the spiders, the snakes, the arthropodoras. So you really have to watch that they will take you out beforehand. Imagine this in Ascended. One thing I think they did really well on the island was redesigning the caves. The caves looked fantastic. This has got a lot of large empty spaces, so I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this, how they're going to boost it up and populate it. There are 2 artifacts and there's 2 paths to get to them. This is the first path. I don't remember the names of these artifacts, so let us know in the comments if you know which one's which. But interestingly, I imagine they're going to put more rocks and shrubbery in because it's all flat, and aside from a few creatures, there's not much is there really to fight, to navigate across. Yeah, I mean, as we go through looking for the second artifact, you can see more open spaces, more ruins. It just looks great, and hopefully they're going to do something magical with it. And here in this little throne room, we get the second artifact. Reminds me of Indiana Jones. Imagine when you got this artifact, like, you know, something dropped down, maybe a large ball, maybe a rampage and Giga raged. Imagine that, you fought all the way down here, you've made it here, and then even to get the artifact, you've got a rigger. You've got a raged Giga. You'd crap your undies. Even 7 years ago, them flames look pretty cool. If you put a campfire on the island Ascended, the fire looks great. As we go past the volcano island, we can see the tundra snow biome. They may change this and add more snow, because currently it's only really 2 mountains with snow on. As you can see, there's a lot of flat land, which is great for building. However, on the islands, there was that part by the swamp by South Zone Spawn 1, which everyone used to love building on, and they put loads of rocks and changed the landscape a little bit, so maybe they'll do it on here, because it's quite empty looking, isn't it? Looking here, you can see it's the tundra. You're going to get your mammoths, you're going to get your rhinos, your daedons, you're going to get your utis. There's gigas and karchers spawn around here. So I like this where we've got the waterfall coming from the ocean, but when you go down here, don't fall down. It's the bottom of the map, you will die. Yeah, which is a shame. It'd be cool if you had 2 oceans, but no. Now the center has 4 USPs, unique selling points. So as we come up here, we see an underground cavern. This is a great place to build. There's not many predators. I think you get your raptors, your theries, RGs, but not major. Obviously, again, everything I'm doing in this video, it could change. But lots of flat lands. You want to build nice and easy. Again, are they going to change it? They're going to add more snow. Plenty of water, plenty of land, and there's some good resources. I mean, the only thing is, can you handle living underneath here? And it's a bit of a pain to get to. You need to either walk down or have a flyer. If you're playing modded, you can use the teleporters. I do love this ice fortress thing. I hope they redo this. Easiest artifact is here. They may move that. And there's a nice metal spawn here, so make sure you don't build too close to it, otherwise you will you'll lose the metal and people will be angry with you. Is this somewhere you might want to build? Let me know in the comments. There's an iceberg by the green orb, normally the home of penguins, but I wasn't seeing them on this playthrough. The center has 2 snow mountains. Again, this may change. And in here again, you get all the snow creatures, and at the top, you will find some oil nodes. But to be honest, you may just go kill some Basilosaurus and get the oil that way. There's caves in here, but I'm not going to show them on the video. I think it's worth you experiencing the caves for yourself. I think one of them was an artifact cave though. The tundra covers pretty much the south of the map, right across. Bookended either side by the snow mountains. This one, it's more flat, so I know some people like to build in the snow, so perhaps you may want to build at the top of this mountain. As I'm flying around, I have no idea where this Giga Raptor's gonna spawn in. Is it going to have its own spawn location? Is it going to share spawn with other creatures like the Giga and Karcher? Is it going to be the king, queen of the raptors, and each raptor herd has got one that they guard? Speculation is fun. Bordering the tundra and going in an oval around is the swamp biome. Pretty much like the swamp on the islands, you're going to get all the creatures. The Sarco, Capro, Snail, Parasaur, Frogs, Diplodocus, whatever they're called. I hope we get the Rhino, but I don't think we will, because on Evolved it was just the islands and Lost Island maps. I was not really keen on it being on the island. I'd never used it before, but I loved using it. In the swamps you get the beavers as well. One thing about the centre was there was so much CP. There was tons of beaver spawns across the map, and you had CP for life. It was great. The second USP of the map is the floating islands, probably the most famous of it. This is like a mini biome on itself, I guess. You've got a river, you've got some nice little rat holes to build in. Nice places to build. We get some Rexes, Archies. I think you get like quite a few of the tougher creatures on this part, with some cave creatures as well. But again, you can see a lot of basic flat areas, so I would expect this to be fully changed. Introduce some new plants, some new trees, rocks. All the flora hopefully will be improved and built upon. And within the floating islands we have a pond with a ton of beavers. So another great resource part for your CP. There's also metal around here and crystal. It's a great place to build actually. Oh, come get your archery traps here, your Rexes, your Aloes. On top of the floating islands, again, there's a lot of flat area, which, you know, I'm repeating myself, we may see changed slightly, but a ton of resources. Get some good creatures up here, nice and flat. Hopefully, as you're watching this, you're thinking of where you're going to build, and let me know in the comments if you've got a place earmarked already. As this video got you thinking about where you was going to build. Did you have a place that you picked, but now that you're thinking about it, having watched the video, you're not so sure you'll be able to build there anymore? On my Discord server, one of the guys wanted to build at that location I was talking about earlier by South Spawn 1, but it completely changed. It was no longer this big flat area. The mountain areas are pretty much, I think, where a lot of people like to build. They're central to the map. I imagine on PvP there's a lot of rat holes which people enjoy. There's little corners and cracks and stuff like that. In a way, it's kind of like they're all islands with rivers interlinking them. A few land bridges here and there. We have ruins, and this ruin I will come back to because that will be the third USP. But as we float around, we can see Spinos in the river. This is where I originally built a base when I first played this map. But there was giga spawns around here, so it was always on tenterhooks about whether or not we could survive. Parts of the rivers have black pearls, so you don't have to go to the deep oceans. Not black pearls, apologies. They have pearls. But lots of great hidden areas. There's lakes, there's beaver dams. There's a large cave somewhere within here as well, which is great for getting Megalosaurus and Megalania toxins. But as I said, we will come back to this ruin. The curious in you may just say, where's this pond go? Swim down. And then we catch our breath. And then what are we going to do? Well, the only option is to jump. And as we fall, we find the USP of the game. We have an underground world. It's got its own sun. And some people enjoy building in here, but it's a pain in the backside getting to it, which I'll show you in a moment. But again, nice and flat, loads of resources, loads of trees. I think it's more like basic creatures, you know, your pterodons, your brontos, There's not many heavy-duty carnivores. So coming down by foot is you have to navigate a cave with everything waiting for you. So as you can see, we've got the onyx. We'll have arthropelurus, snakes, spiders, scorpions, the usual pains in the butt. But looking at this is one that there's two, because I don't remember this bit at all. So I took an exploration while I was doing the video, and I realised that you end up in the snow, and this is linked to another cave, I think. But imagine this in Ascension. Can we even play the bloody thing? Because to me, of Ascension, I'm thinking Aberration's going to look amazing. But as I've revisited this map, making the video, I'm trying to think what will the game will look like and how they can push it and stuff. And then I'm also thinking, do I finally bite the bullet and get a better GPU, or sign up for GeForce now so I can play the bloody thing? And then bordering the right hand side of the map, we have the redwoods. This is pretty much the same as the islands, probably about twice or three times the size of the redwoods on there. And all of the redwoods creatures you would expect live in here. This is where we'll get our bees, it's where we'll get our thylos. And there's lots of great little nooks and crannies in here, which people love to build in. I'm not going to show them because I don't want to spoil it for you. There's a lot of sections of just like pure metal and stuff like that. So good resources again on the map. But again, the scope, isn't it, to just increase the flooring. I mean, it's all flat land, but give us more of the fauna. Well, the flora, fauna's animals, isn't it? Give us more of the fauna. Increase the spawn spots. Make it overrun with deadly dinos. I mean, look how pretty it is. And this is Evolved. This isn't Ascension. Now, I did say there's 4 USPs, and the last one I'm going to leave as a surprise. It's something that you'll have to discover yourselves. There's a hint. I'm over the water now. I hope they keep it in the map, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do it. So as we look at the Batman cave, or the Skull Cave, whatever you want to call it, let me know in the comments. Are you looking forward to the centre on Ascended? Have you given up on Ascended? If you have, why did you watch this video? Have you got Evolved and you've never actually played on the centre, which shown on that report earlier on, a lot of people haven't or don't like anymore? Maybe revisit it. I'll be covering this, so if you click on the playlist now and subscribe, you will get to see the footage of it.